Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. All right. Arjun, welcome. Damien's back. HMK, how you doing? We got our tournament hosted by Unstable from our Sask Ultra clan this time. So he is creating the tournament right now for us. And I told him to do Bold Strategy live on YouTube as the name, and then the password is going to be Unstable as he's the one hosting. So thanks again, Unstable, for volunteering to do it. Really appreciate it. Clash Region, welcome back. Good to see ya. And Wesley, when I first scheduled the stream, was on here, so it was good to see him back. Hopefully, he's not timing out on a chest from Tony Tube's channel this time and is actually to play with us. That would be fantastic. All right, so I happen to get a special offer today. So hopefully, you guys can share in the joy that I get from opening this epic chest. I'm so glad they changed it so that you can get 20 epics, not 10. So much better value. So far, nothing I use. But hey, cards are cards, and we need them to get farther in the game. So something could become meta at some point, so I'm not going to complain. All right, so that's the epic, and I also have a super magical. Come on, legendary. Good chunk of hog riders, that's not bad. And just baby dragons. So no legendary. What can you do? All right. So let's see if Unstable's got this up yet. Yes, he does. So bold strategy live on YouTube. No you. See if you can edit that unstable. And we'll get this tournament filled up and we'll fire it up as soon as we get to 15 people. Pokemon has joined the tournament. Crumb Dog is back again. Good to see ya. All right, so I'm going to show you the deck that I've been using to climb through ladder right now. Oh, better put in a card request while I'm here. Not for Minion Horde. No way. Valkyrie, I've almost got my level 8. Booyah. Got a couple chats I'm missing here. Sorry, one sec. Okay, so this is the deck I'm using, which is still a graveyard win condition. So I like the balance that's here. Uh, Absolutely unstable. I'm planning to do one back to back. I'll be the one hosting it, and I'll make sure to keep unstable as the password, just so it's same moving forward. So I'm keeping Executioner in my deck until they nerf the stun and the backsplash damage, as I still think it's a very, very good card, and we'll see how I adjust my deck after that. Electro Wizard, super useful as a multi-purpose card. We got Minions, which is good as a graveyard defense, as well as a good little support card you can throw in at any point. Can only be attacked by air units. Building to kite over any of those building only units, which is fantastic. Works good against elite barbs and pekkas. Big Bread is looking for subscriptions. I believe I subscribed to him last time he was on our stream, so welcome back, Big Bread. Warrior YouTube is back. Thanks for joining us. Charlie, back with us again. Looks like we're filling up here. We got 10, which means we can start fairly soon. I see some newbies. Irfan's back again. Wesley, Big Bread, how's it going? Twink I-25, 007 Viku is back with us again. Brachill's back with us again. And Will AAAS. We're almost ready to fire this bad boy up. So I'll just open a couple chests while I'm waiting here. So as promised, I will be doing a reveal of what our website is going to look like. Will absolutely. We're just waiting to have our minimum of 15, which we're at 11, so 4 more joiners and we'll be up and going. Wesley, glad to see you're bringing over your clan. You'll be a prime participant for our clan battles as soon as we get this going. As I mentioned, I'll be offering a sneak peek of our new website that's going to host all of those scores and opportunities. Warriors here, loading's here. We're filling up. Good to see. Those of you who haven't liked and subscribed yet, be sure to do so. Let's see. I'm going to put in the description of the video the new website so that way you guys can pull it up when you get a chance. So I know we said in our previous streams that what we would be doing is launching everything on Thursday. Moo Man, how's it going? Sure, Big Bread, I'll load you up as a moderator. There you go. So Moo Man's in here. We got one more to make 15, which is going to be a fantastic start to the tournament. So yes, as I mentioned, the new website is now in the video description. And I'll maybe switch over to that quick so you guys can see what the landing page looks like, because I've been working pretty hard on it. So that is the landing page for our tournament. So the way I have it loaded up is there is a form to fill out with all of your clash information. As soon as we get these clan tournaments set up, what's going to happen is you're going to need a minimum of 3 clan members, as we had mentioned before. If you have more people, that's great. Only the top 3 are going to count towards the score. We'll be keep tracking on our website of how people finish in the Thursday tournaments. So that way you can compare against people as we load that up and as we continue them every week on Thursday. So this Thursday is going to be a beta test of that feature. So all of you who are joined in on the stream right now, if you want to pop over to clashcupsk.com and provide a registration, you will get a early password for the tournament on Thursday, as that's how we're going to release to all the people who are the clan participants. So we'll send out the password by email. As many people from your clan can join as possible into that tournament, and then we will provide the competition for you. So that's how it's all going to work. As I mentioned, if you want to pop over to that site and register, you can then get a code for Thursday. So Unstable is going to fire this up as we've reached our minimum of 15. We got Roger Nick joining us. We got Raj. We got Yankee Boy. And it's going to be game time. All right. So the next steps as well, once we get this website all up and going, is we'll have the Facebook page up. We'll hopefully start Instagramming, and you guys can connect with us that way as well. I haven't even loaded any of our bold strategy logos or anything onto the website yet, so things are coming together, but they're not where they need to be. Unstable again, thanks for hosting. He is a member of our Saskculture clan who's been contributing quite well. Brandon Crumity, thanks for subscribing. We appreciate it. Hopefully you get some value out of the tournament today. And Warrior, absolutely. I'll spectate your first battle and we'll get this going. All right. So Urfans come out strong right off the hop. It's a good defense with the Elite Barbs and the Electro Wizard. Ultimately, Urfan spent some more elixir to get into that. And he's going to get some solid tower damage, and that graveyard's really going to do a number. Let's see if Warrior can come back from this or not. Nightbot, welcome to the stream. Live in Minnesota. How do you mean? I'm based out of Saskatchewan, Canada, not Minnesota, if that's what you're asking. Oh, Warrior's got a good push building up here with all of his support units. Got crowd controlled though. That's gonna hurt. Sorry, Nightbot. Unfortunately, we're battling the time zone issue. Hopefully, you're still able to join us on weekends. So Warriors banking some elixir. They're both going to throw some pushes down. There's the Elite Barbs with a Miner. Going to get some solid chips on that tower. Got the crowd control down as well, which means that Mega Minion's a chip away. Ultimately, a good equalizer. Luckily, that fireball only hit the Witch and not the Musketeer, so should be making out okay. That King Tower, though, is really what's going to hold the Warrior back here. Oh, he's got a Hog Rider in his deck as well. That's what he's been holding, so quite a bit of chip in this deck. What I would have liked to see from Warrior in this particular battle is maybe throwing down that Hog Rider a bit more. I think it would have served him well to chip away, but that was ultimately a fantastic comeback. He's just sitting around wasting elixir at this point. He's got to play some cards. Plays Elite Barbs in the back to take out his support, and he should get the Giant as well. Good stop to that push. And that Electro Wizard's going to stay alive, but this Executioner is going to have everything lined up nicely. Now the Hog Rider going for the King Tower. Only going to get 2 chips as there was nothing else tanking for the 2 hits. That's part of the problem with playing your Hog Rider once you're down to 2 towers firing. See you, Nightbot. Thanks for joining. $5.25 left on the King Tower. $2.15 to play. Warriors going to get one more opportunity to take down this this Princess Tower. Got some good chip on there. We'll see if he can hold out. I'm expecting a graveyard to pop out from Urfan. Maybe not. Crowd controlling the Elite Barbs, and he only got 1, unfortunately. And that is the game. Warrior did a good job of fighting back, but unfortunately Urfan's opening push really handcuffed him there. All in all, a fun battle. So we had 4 guys who have won their matches already, so we're going to pop in and see how our top player 007's doing. Sorry, Big Bread, I'm in the middle of commenting. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'll spec you next, Yankee. Absolutely. All right. So looking at this deck, we have a Hog Rider deck. Now, with the Rocket in there from 007, he might have some issues cycling through to get his chip damage on the tower ultimately by having a slightly higher elixir cost. However, that Rocket in there is going to handle things like the Executioner, especially looking for that opportunity. Got a good push coming here, but that Tornado is ultimately going to cause some issues. Might get one hit out of the Hog. Yes, he did. Thanks, Conrad, for coming to run the chat. That makes my life way easier. I can focus on the battles. This is great elite barb push. Didn't get the Musketeer and the Rocket, though. There's a bit of a problem. But ultimately, that's putting 007 ahead in the battle. But here comes the Golem deck, shining in the double elixir. Just playing all kinds of support units. Unfortunately, 007 doesn't really have a whole lot of direct damage crowd control, which means those Musketeers are just going to go nuts. Had to use a rocket for that last 158 damage too, which unfortunately 6 elixir is a lot to spend at this point. Now that furnace placement, I don't know if it's going to kite over that golem. Might be one tile too far back. It doesn't look like it's moving. Good placement of those elite barbs. Absorbing some damage. Should be able to get a counter push going from 007 here. Lazy Gamer, the tournament name is Bold Strategy Dash live on YouTube. And the password is unstable. Which thanks again, Unstable, for providing hosting tonight. We really appreciate it. Now, Viku again got the Furnace one tile too far back, which means that Golem isn't going to kite over. Maybe he's planning to get the Fire Spirits working on their crowd control or something. But ultimately, I think if he played it a tile ahead, he'd get the kite going, and ultimately he wouldn't have so many issues here. But now that he played a Golem in the middle, it's going straight for that Furnace. Played another one to kite him over again, saving his towers. Ice Golem in front to build a push is a good move. Should get a couple chips out of the Hog. 10:15 left. We got a game on our hands. Immortal, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Good placement of that Furnace. That was perfect with the elite barbs in play as well. So let's see how this push goes. Just getting the solid chip cleared the way with the log. The only thing attacking is that Mega Minion. 323, he can rocket that tower. That's all he's got to do is cycle to it. And 007 manages to fare well against the Golem deck. That was very well played. Shout out to Loading, who's a member of our Sask Ultra Clan. Hard fought battle. So Yankee Boy was looking for a spectate. Where is he? So they're already in overtime. Fairly even match here. Clash Smasher from our clan was able to join. That's good to see. And Yankee Boy with the Wizard Chip manages to finish him off. I'll be sure to spectate here. Those of you who are subscribing, make sure your profile is set to public so you can pop up in our little screen here. And where is Yankee Boy, who's going to be playing Tommy Guns, also from Sask Ultra. Now I've got 25 players in our tournament. I'll be sure to get some shout outs here. So ultimately, Yankee was ahead of by an elixir there by playing the Elite Barbs first. Hey, thanks for the subscription, Immortal Headsass. Patuto, welcome back. Good to see you again. Now, I'm not sure I agree with that placement of those archers, as there wasn't really going to be any damage on that tower anyway. Probably could have saved some elixir and maybe played something else. Inferno Tower to take out that wizard. That's an even elixir trade. So that's just fine. Now, shout out to Tommy Guns. He's been moving out up the ranks despite being a fairly new player. Um, Very well played on his part. Still about half health left. Ultimately, Tommy Guns just tossing elixir to deal with those elite barbs. Was an even trade between a tombstone and a Skarmy. 6 for 6. Oh, that zap's gonna make things interesting for Yankee Boy. That was a good placement of the archers, but now the minions are gonna take him out. So down to 1,000. Strongest push of the game so far. So Yankee Boy is still holding on to a card. 2 chips from the hog down to 1854. You need something to stop that. Yeah, there's the Skarmy. Patuto, what's your Clash name? Is it Patuto Gaming as well? Pekka Jr., you're looking for a spectate? Absolutely. Unfortunately, Yankee spent a zap on the 4 skeletons instead of on the Skarmy. I mean, he's going to be able to defend this fine, but in my opinion, a bit of a misplay. So we got Patuto lined up next, and Patuto, Immortal. Yes, that's the order we have it lined up. And there goes Tommy Guns with the big finish. He was using that Giant and Electro Wizard combo is really what gave him all the tower damage. So well played by both players. Ultimately, Tommy Guns moves up the ranks. So Patuto, let's find you here. Shout out to Lolly who's joined us. Here's Patuto. So let's see how far through the match we are here. We're into 53 seconds remaining. So double elixir already. I'll be sure to watch another one here for you, Patuto. We got Warrior on the other side, who's rocking a Royal Giant deck. Everybody finds those annoying. I'm curious to see what Patuto's last card is here. Otherwise, it's just a fairly typical beatdown deck. Got nice crowd control in there with good support units. The fact that he has that Electro Wizard in there for the multi-purpose control. That is a good thing to be doing. 375. Is he going to be able to ward off this push? 82. A splash from the witch, and it's not dead yet. Can he do something? Fireball or Zap from Warrior is going to finish things off here. Oh, the Royal Giant's going to take it. Oh, maybe not. Stuck the tombstone in front. Here comes a miner. Oh, Warrior made it, but ultimately Patuto almost pulled it off. That was a nice little play at the end. Aided Hickory, the tourney name is Bold Strategy Dash live on YouTube. Password unstable. So I'm going to find Petuto here again, who should have knocked down a little bit, wait for him to start another match. And if he doesn't have one underway right away, I'll get on. There it is. All right. Let's watch the full thing. So, Sarab. Now, Petuto, I can't remember if I caught your last card in the cycle there. Oh, the Electro Wizard should be able to handle that Sparky just fine. Yeah, Immortal, absolutely. I'll watch you next after this battle. That Sparky's down, the danger removed, and now Petuto's got an excellent push going with Sarab low on elixir. Still have the zap left. That Skarmy's done. Gonna get all kinds of damage on this tower. Should go down. There it is. Well played counter push by Petuto, controlling that Sparky very well. Ice Wizard, such a good all-purpose defense card. Nate, welcome to the stream. Right, Pack Runner. Good to see ya. Supercell. So I got Immortal lined up and then Supercell afterwards. So the nice thing about using a tombstone as your building means that if he does play a Sparky, you got all these single skeletons who are going to show up and ultimately act as a major distraction for that Sparky. Sarab is unfortunately a victim of leveling here. This game is very difficult to play as each level that you're missing is about 10%. So 2 levels down and you're below your opponent by 20% starting out. See why a ladder can be so tough. Plays an aggressive Sparky as he needs some damage, but ultimately that Electro Wizard's going to shut that right down. Excellent placement of that Tombstone to take care of those Elite Barbs as well. And now the Giant was almost walking in front of that Electro Wizard, which would have just been the ultimate combo. It's got 3 wizards in here. Petuto, I still haven't seen your last card. Oh, it is. There we go. Zap and Fireball is his crowd control. So yes, very balanced beatdown deck. Very popular in the meta for sure. It's been very consistent. And Sarab, as I said, just a victim of leveling. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with how he's playing at all. Nate, this is Matt streaming with you tonight, and Conrad is the other guy who's on the channel, and we alternate. So that would be why I look different. So I'm looking for Immortal. We have some other joiners here: Pekka Jr., Camaro Bro, Goy. Thank you all for joining the tournament. Good to see ya. Roger Nick, I don't think I've shouted you out yet. Josiah, Kev, Slow Animals is back. Where is Immortal? Nemesis, welcome back. Immortal Headsass. Where are you here? Oh, Pekka Jr. is you. Ah, I see. Okay. I will find you again in the log here. So as soon as you fire up a match here, I will get a spectate on you, Pekka Jr., otherwise known as Immortal. And then we have Supercell lined up next. after Immortal. So Pekka Jr. is rocking a bowler deck. Hmm, interesting. If I could make some comments on this deck here, I would say that there's not really anything super exciting worth cloning. In this deck, perhaps you can take advantage of the Executioner for some extra damage, but ultimately clone works the best with something like Balloon, that's direct tower damage. Works great with the Giant Skeleton. And unfortunately, there's also no crowd control or building in this deck, which means you may have trouble with direct damage cards, or direct building cards, I should say, like the giant, for example, won't be able to kite him over. Golem won't be able to kite him over. So those might be some tweaks worth thinking about. Pekka Jr. hasn't fired one up yet. So we had Supercell lined up next, and Supercell's got one underway, so I'm going to pop in. All right. So Supercell's featuring the Elite Barbarians in his deck, and is ultimately going to get hard countered by Camaro Bros Barbarians. And it's a Royal Giant deck from Camaro Bro. So Elite Barbarians should be able to counter that fairly effectively. Unfortunately, Supercell's also the victim of leveling here. Makes it very, very difficult to play this game having that disadvantage. So no fault of what you're doing at all, Supercell. Just gotta keep grinding away and keep leveling those cards. So Camaro with the advantage is just playing some aggressive ground game right now. And those barbarians are gonna be shut down. Got some nice little chip on the king tower. So one more card left here for Supercell. I'd be interested to see what that is. So Supercell, if you had the chance to get an Electro Wizard, I would try and feature that in this deck, as that would be one of the things that can retarget that Royal Giant for the purposes of hitting your Tombstone building. Thanks for giving a full watch on that ad token time. Appreciate it. Dante, the name of the tournament is Bold Strategy Dash live on YouTube, and the password is unstable. So we were looking for Pekka Jr. for a spectate, as requested, and still hasn't fired up a match. It is hard out here for us YouTubers. I agree, Token Time. Welcome to the stream, Dante. Yankees looking for a spectate. Mr. Awesome has joined us. Look for him to move up the ranks. Bone Crusher and King Lep. Thanks for joining the tournament. So where did you go, Yankee? Oh, look. Just starting a match. Good timing. Not against Crumb Dog? Oh, I was delayed in my noticing that the match was starting. Yankee Boy switched to a Lava Loon deck. Tower down from Yankee Boy. So Will is trying a siege deck, ultimately. Now, I'd be interested to see if that last card is an Expo. If it is, I think this deck would make a lot of sense. Unfortunately, though, Lavaloon is probably going to be the best hard counter against this deck. If all you have is Princess and Mega Minion to attack those, it's going to make life very difficult for you. So Supercell switch decks. Absolutely, I'll take a look. So Yankee Boy going straight for the King Tower here. He might end up losing this left-hand tower by playing the Lavaloon on that other side, but we'll see what happens. Ultimately using that mortar defensively to distract the Lava Hound. Hey Immortal, you're back. Otherwise known as Pekka Jr. I was waiting to spectate you. Yep, absolutely. As soon as this match is over, I will pop into yours. So we'll see if Will can take down that 300 damage. Well, he's holding onto a rocket. That's a 6 card. Manages to use the Princess, though, which is a heck of a lot cheaper. So it looks like Will is going to have to rocket the balloon in order to handle it. So now both Lava Hounds are down. We'll see if this balloon can make it to the tower. 2 hits on a mortar. Not going to quite get it. Watch Mister, absolutely. Oh, you mean watch me, as in Supercell. Absolutely, I'll take a look. So this mortar is going to get some more hits. Yeah, there's that Mega Minion down. Got the balloon down. Oh, that Mega Minion got a hit on it. Interesting. Balloon should hit. Not quite. So yes, we definitely have a battle on our hands now. Yankee Boy keeps splitting his focus slightly though onto which tower he's focused on, which makes things a little bit difficult for him. Now, if I could tweak Will's deck, what I would do is probably swap out the skeletons, as there's not a huge need to cycle through this deck super quick, as all you're really cycling to is the mortar and the rocket. Um, so you might want to switch out. He's got multiple distraction units here, so something with heavier damage for the Ice Spirit or the Skeletons, particularly something that could handle air. Yankee Boy is going to be chipped away if he's not careful. Good distraction on the mortar there. Fortunately, that fireball missed. Would have liked to see that Inferno Tower placed a bit farther back. One more chip from the mortar, and the hold of the rocket finishes off Yankee Boy. So as I mentioned, Yankee Boy's mistake there was splitting his focus onto 2 different towers. If we would have went hard for that Princess Tower, might have been a different game. Keep your head up though, Yankee. Alright, I am switching over to Pekka Jr. Pekka, are you firing up a battle? Well, Supercell's not in a battle either, but I'll be sure to take a look at the swapped out deck. Is this the new one or an old one? Either way, I'll take a quick look at it here. Now, the weakness for this deck is going to be a lack of units that can attack air. So, in terms of what swaps you can make, now it's good to have a building in there. Skarmy's a good all-around card, ultimately countered fairly easily. I think you got to get rid of Freeze or P.E.K.K.A. and put in something that can attack air as well. Maybe even put in a Musketeer instead of a P.E.K.K.A. and see how that works for you. And here's P.E.K.K.A. Jr. So Bowler, Inferno Dragon, Executioner. Yankee still rocking that Lavaloon deck. Ultimately, P.E.K.K.A. Jr.'s got multiple cards that'll be able to handle Lavaloon. That was a good play of that Hog. Going to get nice chips on that tower. Oh, Yankee's going to let it go the full round here. Ouch. Wonder if Yankee timed out or something. He's just sitting here with 10 elixir. Oh, that's likely what happened. But P.E.K.K.A. Jr. with a Hog Rider deck. This is very interesting. So his last card, I'm hoping, is a building or a crowd control. He might be able to come out okay having the Ice Wizard slow everything down. But ultimately, if he's out of cycle with that or anything, it's gonna cause problems when there's other units. I'll quickly check what P.E.K.K.A. Jr.'s deck is here. And thanks for the heads up there, Charlie. So P.E.K.K.A. started another match, but so Musketeer's the other card, hey? Or Skarmy, I guess one of those ones wasn't played, but anyway, um, direct damage and buildings are two components that I would like to see be a part of this deck. Now, Inferno Tower, or sorry, Inferno Dragon, I find right now with the Electro Wizard being part of so many decks. Um, hey, Conrad, welcome back. Um, I find that the Inferno Dragon really is not that great of a card, as a lot of people carry Zap as well as Electro Wizard. So, but that being said, I mean, if you can get it locked on a tower and they don't have those particular cards, it can be pretty punishing. So I'm assuming though that the Inferno Dragon will be used defensively, and that it's just gravy if it happens to make it to a tower and lock on. So ultimately, just trying to chip with the Hog. However, the elixir cost is pretty high to be able to do that. So, well, thanks for joining us anyway, Charlie. Now we're going to move into the top here. 007 has moved his way on top with Doom Mob. I haven't checked into what Doom Mob is doing yet, so let's take a peek at the deck. Ooh, this is interesting. Now, again, no building and no direct damage crowd control could cause some problems in this deck. I can't tell you how many times I've finished a battle and there's a tower sitting there at 200 or so damage, and I'm like, dang, wish I had a fireball. So now I've swapped it all back in there. So I mean, think what you will. Having the elixir pump in that deck is probably a good choice. given that the elixir cost is 4.1. Um, I'm wondering though if in gameplay, Dumob is ending up using that as a building to kite over large units, in which case 6 is very expensive to do that. So, keeping all that in mind, looking at that deck. And ultimately, he just dropped down in ranking. So maybe with some deck tweaks there, it'll make a bit of a difference. Did Spenny join us? Where is he? Sir Geeth is here. Trainer Cheddar, welcome. Rex and Swar Emma. And then Nilesh just ended up joining us. So welcome, Nilesh. So Supercell wants me to take a look with the new deck here. Where'd you go? There's Spenny. 61 points, not doing too bad. Warrior firing up again. There's Supercell. Let's pop in and take a look. Why did it just fire up for me? That's really weird. So interesting deck choice by Thizzy up there. See if we can't get another battle on Supercell here. Stay slothy. Welcome to the stream. Stay slothy. Good to hear you made it back to Arena 9. Ladder is always a struggle. Alright, let's get Supercell's battle here. Gamer Jian, welcome. So Supercell against Will. Will with an interesting little opening here to get that Mega Minion to the tower. That giant skeleton in front was good. A bit of overkill on the minion horde, which is ultimately going to get destroyed by this princess. So yes, Will's deck with that mortar is going to make things annoying. Oh, he's got a mortar on each side now with that quick cycle, those cheap units. Oh, Supercell getting frustrated. So, this deck tweak by Supercell. There's a reason you don't see the giant skeleton too often in decks, and that's because as a heavy unit, the only time it's useful is when it makes its way to the tower, which that doesn't happen often, as it's distracted quite easily. So you find things that are of higher value um, for that much of an elixir cost. Now playing a balloon, a raged balloon here on its own. You know, an interesting thing I would try with your deck here, Supercell, um, is seeing as you got a balloon and a giant skeleton in there, to throw a clone in and just spam your opponent with bombs. That would be a fun time. No problem on the deck advice. That's what we're here for. So you can see giant skeleton just gets pulled over. Good support with the balloon though. We'll see what happens here. got all hung up by the Ice Spirit. So Mega Minion takes it down. Another tweak I would say for Supercell here is instead of using the Minion Horde, to use Minions. Given that Minion Horde often results in a negative elixir trade, which makes things difficult and frustrating. So if you put in the regular minions, you can cycle faster. Ultimately, they still do a lot of damage if their group is kept alive. So that would be another opinion for a deck tweak there. The problem with Raged Balloon as well is the only time you can really play a Raged Balloon is if you get a positive elixir over your opponent. So you have to defend like crazy and be really strategic about getting those positive elixir trades, and then use your positive elixir advantage to play down that Raged Balloon and get it to the tower and knock it down. So Cash has got a deck suggestion here. Giant Graveyard, Electro Wizard, Archers, the Log, Mega Minion, Minions, and possibly Lightning. That's very similar to the deck I'm rocking. I'll swap over to it so you guys can see here. I got Giant, I got Minions, and then I got a Tombstone, which in my opinion that deck suggestion should have a building there cash just to kite over units as much as possible. Thanks for joining us, Warrior. Have a good night. Um, for crowd control, there's Log in there. Now, I've been tossing between Zap and Log depending on the day. Um, I like the ability to respond quickly with Zap, ultimately. Um, as you can place it anywhere in the arena, where the Log has a bit of a cast time, which means for something like a Skarmy, um, the Log can be a problem, which when you're using your graveyard as your win condition, Skarmy's a reliable counter to it. So that's why I have Zap in my deck instead of Log. That's my opinion there. See you next stream, Immortal. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Cash. Ashwin. Yes, we're just reviewing a deck suggestion right now. The nice thing about this meta is that there's lots of different options that will work. Things are fairly well balanced right now, so there's no one combo that's shining over the rest, as all decks have strengths, all decks have weaknesses. You really just got to play with what you're most comfortable with, which for me is a beatdown deck, and then I use my graveyard as a hold card and catch my opponent off guard when he's low elixir or he's burnt the crowd control that I know he has. Matt HDTV. The tournament is Bold Strategy Dash live on YouTube, and the password for it is unstable. Ashwin, what's your ID in here? Is it Ashwin as well? I'll just do a quick scan. If you can tell me what position you're in or something of that nature, that would help me out. Ah, oh, Broad Chill, yes. I knew I recognized you. DMG has joined us as well as Yonite Consco and GG. Thanks for joining us. Okay, Brochill. So Brochill's asking for deck tweaks, and then Pekka Jr. for some deck tweaks. So absolutely. So here's Brochill. All right, so a graveyard deck with a Sparky. Interesting. Now, I imagine that the thing that's probably frustrating you at this point is decks that have heavy air units, as minions in which are probably not enough for you to take it down. Um, One of the tweaks that you could try making in order to better support your deck would be to use a wizard for the larger splash instead of the witch, as ultimately a witch giant combo is probably not going to be your win condition there. With your giant in front, ultimately you're supporting it with three different cards, so I feel like you might be trying to do a little bit too much with this deck. Maybe try swapping in a building for your Sparky and see how that works for you. Maybe you could keep your witch in there and stick in a furnace, and then that way you could get some of that extra air support that you'd be looking for. So that would be my suggestions there. Next, Pekka Jr. would like a look. Pekka, Pekka, Pekka. Where did you go? It's okay if you inserted the heart. We're feeling the love. So Cash also had a deck suggestion up here. Give me one sec. So for a Zap Bait deck here, Furnace, Electro Wizard, Minion Horde, the Log, Fireball, Goblin Barrel, and then something else. Maybe if you're baiting like crazy, you could throw in a Goblin Gang and see how that works. Um, it would certainly be a fun deck to try. Mechanically, though, I think that heavier units are ultimately going to make things difficult on that deck. Okay, so we're looking at whose deck are we looking at here? Pekka Juniors. Who's that? 999 wins, one more to get that 1,000. Okay, so this particular deck, um, I find that Hog Rider is really strong right now if you're cycling to it quickly in order to get chip damage throughout the game. Otherwise, with this deck, you're probably using the Hog Rider as a hold card that you play only when you have a positive elixir advantage in order to make sure that it gets all the way to the tower and gets maximum amount of chip. Another thing about this deck having the Inferno Dragon in there, um, ultimately with Electro Wizard being so prevalent in the current meta, I think that it shuts down Inferno Dragon completely. So ultimately, it's become a less used card. So what I would do is probably swap out the Inferno Dragon, and depending on how you want to build your deck here, um, as I said, it seems like it's trying to do a little bit much. Maybe try something as a tweak. Try throwing in maybe Graveyard as your win condition. Um, Graveyard instead of Hog Rider, and then a Fireball instead of the Infernal Dragon. See how that works out for you. Um, Again, not having a building might make things difficult, but Ice Wizard to slow everything down should help you out there. Oh, Immortal doesn't have a graveyard. Okay. Okay. um, well then, how leveled is your golem? Because a golem in this type of a setup might make some sense. just because you have the Musketeer and Executioner, as well as the Inferno Dragon, as some solid support. One of the things I would put if you put in a Golem though is some air units that can close the gap quickly. Like minions would be a real good choice if you swap in that Golem. It might be fun to try a Golem deck for a while. Um, See how that works for you. Because yeah, level 3 ultimately is going to serve you pretty good in Arena 8. Ooh, Battle Ram deck, Ashwin's asking. Absolutely, I can suggest a deck. I might even have one saved from when I was rocking that for a while. See, there's a if you want to look at a Golem deck, that's one that I was trying for a while. Immortal doesn't want to play a Golem deck. That's totally fine. So I guess then a good tweak for you would be to make your Hog Rider deck more of a quick cycle. So then you're looking at putting probably the Ice Golem in there if you didn't have it. Um, where are you? So yes, Ice Golem in there because you can place that in front of the Hog Rider to push a tower. Um, Cash is looking for me to pop over to his clan and take a look for some deck tweaks. Absolutely, I'll get in there. But there's an ask for a battering ram suggestion. So what did I do for battering ram? I'll see if there's any recent battles where I played that. It's probably a while back. Because yeah, I've been rocking this giant one. It's not in there. Yeah, a lot of defeats when I was trying out the Goblin Gang, and then I swapped them out and started winning again. So let's just build one from scratch. So, battering ram. We're going to take out the golem out of this deck because we're essentially using that battering ram as a win condition. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong deck here. Just going to showcase that Lavaloon deck. Okay, so battering ram, we're going to throw in as our win condition. So we're still working on getting our audio sync to work on our videos here, which is why we haven't released them yet. So our apologies for that on deck building. So some of the criteria that you're looking for is 2 crowd controls, ideally, as you'll want to be chipping away at the tower and dealing with large clumps of units. I found that the one that works really well with the battering ram is if you have log to clear the way, and then you also have lightning in there in case your opponent plays any buildings, because then you can get rid of the building, and by doing that, your battering ram makes it to the tower instead. So that's token time. Oh, yeah, open broadcasting software is what we're using. So that's what's causing us problems. So I probably would take out the tornado out of this battering ram deck and put in something a little more tanky. Even an ice golem in here to keep the average elixir cost down would be a good choice. Don't really need an elixir pump. So yeah, I got 2 cards to clear the way for the battering ram here. I'd maybe put in something like a wizard. Toss that in there, as it packs way more punch than a baby dragon. And then for some more tanking, I would maybe throw in a knight or a Valkyrie. Maybe we'll try a knight. Just keep the average elixir cost down. So we have a fairly middle of the road deck with 3.6 average elixir cost. Those of you who are still in the stream here, we're going to be launching a second tournament right away. I'll fire it up with the same password, so that's going to come at you after this tournament wraps up. I'll be sure to fire it up. So there, that's not a bad looking battering ram deck. One of the things that you can try mechanically with a deck like this is to place the battering ram at the back, so that way it has time to start running, and then your opponent typically would overcommit to respond to it, and then in that scenario, if he places a building, you got the lightning to back it up. Lots of options for you if you place it in the back. So. Cash. Clan is named Clan. Do you have a clan tag for me in case I can't find it? Because we'll see how many come up when I search clan. Uh, it is orange. So it's in like the orange juice orange. That one. Is that you? That can't be you. Because you're legend. I guess that's also an orange. Pablo. Oh, there's so many clans named Clan. Its name is Clan with the stuff around it. How do you mean the stuff around it? One of the swaps that you could try then, Ashwin, is maybe something like Fire Spirits. No, its name is Clan with the stuff around it. Still looking for an orange. This one, maybe? No. Okay, Cash, I'm going to show you how to get your clan tag here. If you go into your clan, you hit this info. Your clan tag is right in this box right here. If you give that to me, I'll be able to look you up a lot easier. Oh, we're definitely doing two tonight. I'll have another one up right away, guys. 1 minute 45 seconds. Looks like Camaro's gonna take this one home. Cash doesn't have his phone, so he can't look up what his tag is. Shoot. Okay. I'll continue to flip. I got to the end of the list though, so I'm not really sure. Oh, with the quotations. Why didn't you say that before? Clan. See, oh, first one that comes up. Look at that. Sorry about that, everybody. Legend. Where are you? There you are. Wow, you guys got a good clan score. With 3741 that far down the list. Whew. Very nice. Okay. Oh, this is much similar to a deck that I used way early on in the game, before log was even introduced. So nice little 3.5 elixir cost. You're trying to build up with the prince or the witch behind the giant, and you got your crowd controls in there. You got your Skarmy in there for a strong counter to a lot of units. Minions in there. I mean, that deck looks completely fine to me. It's got all the elements that that you would need in order to do well. So I personally wouldn't change a thing. One of the tweaks that you could try is sticking in maybe a fireball instead of a log. See how that works out for you. Um, Other than that, I'm sure you can make some good pushes with that deck. I'm impressed though that with a level 3 witch, I mean you're essentially sitting at mostly tournament level here, and you're sitting at 3741. So I mean that's pretty darn good. The Dead Meme 27 just subscribed. Dead Meme, welcome. And Calvin, well done on the win. How well did you make out here? We got 289. Strong score. Well done. Yeah, you're at 4,011 with your highest trophies. I saw there, legend. Nicely done. 200th sub. Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Okay, once these last battles end here, I'll be sure to fire up the next tournament here for you, and we'll be getting underway as soon as we reach that 15 people mark, and things will be good. Calvin Berry, thanks for subscribing. Camaro Bro's a happy guy that he won that tournament. YouTube still says 193. Well, they're a bunch of monkeys sometimes, eh? Lightning misclicks. Yep, I hear ya. Dylan McNeely, thank you for subscribing. Check out my deck. I am you. You? Let's see. Oh, we just had a shuffle and placing here. Oh, okay. Yep. I'll scroll to the bottom here. You. How are you? All right, look at this. We got a Lavaloon combined with a miner to tank for those lava pups. So that's going to be a strong push against a lane. And with Electro Wizard for some utility in there, you got your Zap, minions, Inferno Towers, a building. This is a fairly balanced deck that I'm sure is quite annoying for a lot of people. Um, I am quite jealous because I don't have the miner yet, and I've been looking to incorporate it with that Lava Hound combo. So nice there. So Calvin wants us to check out the winning deck. Yeah, I quite frankly wouldn't change a thing about this deck, you. It all looks good to me. I would love to play test it, but I don't have a miner. King Leps and Camaro Bro. That's who we're looking at here. So Camaro obviously won. Oh, the Royal Giant deck, taking advantage of all those commons that you can level up quickly. Uh, Now, the only comment I would make about this deck is not having a building is probably where you're struggling a little bit. Maybe sticking in the tombstone instead of a knight might make things a little bit different here. So that might be something worth trying. But I mean, obviously it's working for you. You did very well in the tournament, crushing the competition. Oh, I wonder what card you're missing, having only 69 out of 70. Maybe you're an unfortunate person like me who does not have the miner. So the second place deck from Wesley, he was saying he was having trouble with placement of his lightning to finish people up. So yeah, some solid support cards with this giant deck. Ultimately a beatdown, using the furnace in there for some extra air support. Um, I mean, overall a nicely balanced deck. The only thing is having ice spirits in here. I'm sure has some good purposes there. It's a nice little cycle card for one elixir. And Wesley's saying that he uses this for tournaments, not for ladder. So yeah, absolutely. What do you? I'm curious what you use for ladder, Wesley. Calvin's missing a Sparky, so you're probably not too worried about that, as it's not a common card. I'm just looking at the last one here, Crumb Dog, who managed to move his way into third. Crumb Dog has been with us fairly often, is rocking a graveyard deck as the win condition. So Bowler, you see, very common as a support to the graveyard. I've actually been rocking a giant instead of the Bowler, as I have more support cards. And I use as my crowd control Zap and Fireball instead of Log and Poison. So pick your poison, as they say. So yes, Hog Elite Barb Cycle Deck is what Wesley plays in ladder competition. So yeah, you definitely see that come up quite a bit. All right, so this tournament wrapped up. Let's fire up the next one. Bold Strategy, live on YouTube. Congratulations to all of our winners. I'll take this opportunity right now to mention our clan versus that we're planning to launch. We have a website up, which is clashcupsk.com, and it offers you an opportunity to register for those Thursday competitions. We'll be doing a beta this Thursday, so all of you on the stream can have an advanced access to the password for that tournament. So if you go to clashcupsk.com and sign up, you will be in on that beta test. We'll be doing our first official clan competition on March 9th, tracking all your scores through the website so you can show your friends how well your clan is doing against other clans. All right, the tourney is up. Have a good night, Wesley. Congratulations. Doing well on Loading Joker. Welcome. Arvin. Was the first one joining. He was just itching. Immortal got the 1,000th win. Congrats. How do you record your iPad? Ashwin is asking. Um, so we use on PC and Mac Open Broadcast Software and BlueStacks, which is a emulator for mobile applications. So that's how we do it. There's also an option. There's a YouTube gaming app that allows you to directly stream your mobile screen. You can't get as nice of a setup as what we have with all the little custom stuff. So that's something to keep in mind. Wow, this chat is jumping all over the screen for me. Well, Arvin, good luck. Hopefully you do get top 10 and get some cards. All right, I'm just going to quickly show you what our landing page looks like for our website. Again, that's clashcupsk.com. That's what she looks like. You know you're in the right place if you make it there. So Unloading wants me to take a look at his deck. So I would be happy to do that. Ninja Chicken has joined us. Welcome, Ninja. Shandi, Mikoj42 is back again. JMBLG, Damus, Gamer Jian, Serengith, and here's Unloading Joker. So doing pretty good for Arena 7 at your highest trophies. Good to see. So obviously this is working for you. So this particular deck, the only tweak I would make off the hop is maybe sticking a tank in front of everything. Maybe put that in instead of mirror, as mirror isn't really doing anything too exciting for you in this deck, as there's not really any super punishing cards that you're looking to get value out of. So that would be something that I would recommend as a swap. Um, so maybe stick a giant in there. And then that way you get some good value out of your rage as well if you're rushing the giant at the tower, and then you got some nice support from the wizard and prince, as well as those spear goblins can be tossed into the mix there. Another thing to keep in mind is a building. So you really only have two cards that can attack air here, so you definitely want to keep both of those in there, which means if you do want to swap in a building, you'll want to put that in instead of your rage, likely. So we got some 20 people in here. So Goy, JBDI, Baby Boss, Elliot, Wolverine, and Shocker, welcome to the stream. Let's get this fired up. Time to battle. Elliot, we are now underway. Thanks for waiting. Be sure to like and subscribe when you get the chance here. Eagle Eye, I don't think we shouted you out yet. So welcome to the stream. I'm going to go ahead at the beginning here. I'll maybe just take a chance to try this battering ram deck that I built for one of our watchers, just so we can see how these interactions play out, and maybe we'll be able to test it out and see that there's some weaknesses. Sahil, otherwise known as Damus in Clash, thanks for joining us. So we're against JMBLG, and we'll see how this battering ram deck works out for us. I think what I'm going to do is wait for my lightning with it and stick this knight supported by a musketeer for an opening, and we'll see how that does. Ultimately, that ice golem's going to be good value for him. And so is that Electro Wizard as it kited that knight all the way back. Just sad. Absolutely sad. I'm going to get the Mega Minion down. Going to have to log the hog, I should say. He's going to get some solid chip. I'm going to go ahead and put the Ice Golem in front of this push, and then we're getting ready for that Battering Ram and Lightning combo. I haven't seen a building yet from JMBLG, so we might be good with this Battering Ram just running straight at the tower, so I'm going to go ahead and give her a try. He's got an Electro Wizard, though, which should come out. Oh, the Tornado is his last card. Two Barbarians, though, going at the tower. He ended up playing the Electro Wizard again anyway. All right. Musketeer keeps taking our units away. And ultimately, we don't have a whole lot to defend against this hog. which is becoming a problem. A building in this deck would make a huge difference. And let's go for a run. It's probably going to tornado me again. We did get the building on the run by. That's quite funny. Ooh, solid fireball. Let's see if we can't get some more support in there. Come on, Mega Minion, close that gap. Ugh, the zap. Only got one hit. So we're almost in lightning range. He's probably going to throw a hog our way again. Yep, saw that. Get that knight in front and see what we can do. Gonna put double lane pressure here. Ugh, gross. Oh, did he make it? Not quite. So a log and a lightning will hopefully finish this tower off. Oh, what am I doing? It's at 599. Can we close the gap? Come on, log. Oh, it's so heartbreaking. Why do I keep saying solid? I don't know. I'm just trying to live comment while I play games. Makes things difficult. Okay, so looking at that deck that we built, as I said, building is probably what would have served us. I found that using the Mega Minion wasn't serving us all that well there. So let's stick in a Tombstone to keep that average elixir cost down. That would be a good little tweak to that deck. Maybe we'll hang on to it for later. Alright, let's check out some action. Ooh, Crumb Dog's doing well. This is the Bowler Graveyard deck that we were commenting on before, which absolutely unloading, struggling with levels. Definitely threw in the giant as per our recommendation instead of the mirror. So ultimately just the victim of levels in that battle, but Inferno also being a hard counter to the giant didn't do a whole lot for him there. Crumb Dog is a solid player, being in above 4,000. I said solid again. Immortal, I think you are the only one commenting right now. Everyone else is in the heat of battle. Elliot, number one. That's an interesting little play to throw the skeletons in behind the hog to have for one more elixir. You got some units that'll hopefully make it to the tower and chip away as well. So I I like that. Cannon as a building. It's a pretty good choice. Wolverines in the clan regeneration. That's that's fun. Oh no, Minion Horde and Balloon. Only missed one. That Ice Spirit was solid and got. See, there I go again. Oh, every time. Hey, Brandon's Crumb Dog. Awesome. Arvin used an all spell deck, so probably lost the first game. Some great chips with the Hog Rider from Elliot here. So this is a very popular deck um, in the later arenas here. To have a Hog Rider that's quick cycled with the rest of these cards, I've seen multiple players rock that deck. So Wolverine's still got two hidden cards. Wonder what they could be. Maybe he has a lava hound and he just hasn't had a chance to use it. Nope. Wizard is one. Ooh. Yeah, that Skarmy placement wasn't the greatest, but what can you do? Elliot should take that tower. Done. Lucas Vera. I will say your name again. Thanks for joining us, Luca. Please subscribe. It would make my day. Yes, the Ice Golem push, very common with this deck. It works well against a Skarmy as soon as that Ice Golem pops. Makes life interesting. Ooh, might get a tower from Wolverine here. Look at that. The game just changed. Oh, I had a bit of lag there on my stream, so the fireball was still floating. One chip from the hog finishes it off, so Elliot ultimately still able to take that despite the minion horde and balloon push. The joy of using an emulator is every once in a while it just slows right down. Oh, Conrad, that's why he's not chatting. He wants to play in this tournament. Let's see what deck he's rocking. As we often end up using the same one. Oh, he's playing a siege deck. That's fun. Hog is beast. Absolutely. So ultimately, Conrad has not been able to make it to the tower with this expo, which he might be able to here. No, the elite barbs go down. Solid freeze and log. Ooh, that log was punishing as now there's lots of health left on that Royal Giant. This is going to be a tough push to deal with. Immortal's a big fan of the hog, says he uses it in every deck. I find that everybody in my clan is always requesting it, which essentially means that I don't get an opportunity to request it. So that's why I haven't incorporated hog as I said solid again. Ah, it's my go-to word. It has so many purposes. It's better than saying it's awesome. It's so awesome, guys. Gamer Jian ends up taking down Conrad as that Royal Giant just tanks that Expo. Hey, Asif is back. So Sahil. Jalen Chow, welcome to the stream. Philip Tran, welcome to the stream. Sahil, let me try and remember. Philip Tran, thanks for subscribing. Damos is who Sahil is. So absolutely I'll watch and provide some comments on you here, Damos. Damos was high up there. Must have lost the match. All right. So nice. We got it right at the beginning. Oh, so that placement of the graveyard. You would have wanted that Ice Golem to tank for you, so it was a little early. You would have got a lot more damage on that tower. Oh, that bomber supporting those elite barbarians. Jorge, well, thanks for subscribing. Shout out to you, Philip Tran. Thanks for subscribing. I saw that pop up here. Appreciate it. And Jalen, thanks for joining the tourney. We're filling up. Almost got to 50, I believe, but haven't looked. And Jend takes down Damus's first tower. So here's a better graveyard placement. Absolutely. That Skarmy is going to make things difficult. Great use of the freeze. I see that coming up a lot with graveyard decks, simply because it gives you an opportunity once you have one tower down to play against the other two, is then you're able to freeze both and let the graveyard do its work. So look for that to come up in the double elixir here if Damus is able to take down this tower. If Damus had an Electro Wizard in this deck, probably be able to better handle that Inferno Tower. That's the danger of playing that Inferno Tower so far up front, is having direct damage units attack it. Pekka Jr. has been with us for a while. Thanks for joining. And Nova Iraq, I'm not sure if you're looking for members. The Underwear God. Well, that just sounds epic. Oh, getting some chip with that graveyard. Is Damus going to be able to finish it off? They're both sitting with 10 elixir. Oh, Raged Elite Barbarians. I think Damus must have lagged out or something, as he's just stuck. So, Gucci the Goat. I will look up your name, Underwear God. So, Jend. I have a feeling that Jen's deck would be frustrated by air units. So someone with maybe even a Lava Hound, or sorry, a Lava Loon deck would probably give Jen a run for his money. All right, Gucci. I'm looking for the Underwear God. Here he is. Won his first match against someone fairly high up. So what deck? Hey, Yankee Boy's back. So we've got an Elite Barbarian deck with a Princess as some chip damage support. Um, Cannon as you're building works pretty good, and then you're quick cycling to those Elite Barbs. So yeah, all in all, a pretty interesting deck to play. Can handle a lot of different combos right now. So I'll be interested to spectate this. Pekka Jr., absolutely. I'll take a look as soon as I watch Underwear God here. So Unloading's looking for a deck that has no legendaries and Arena 6 previous. Ooh. Sorry to hear that, Sahil. Yeah, quite the battle leading up to that point. Alright, here's Underwear God. Game time. Mr. Dad is going to be a victim of leveling here. Electro Wizard handles that knight no problem. Or not knight, prince, that's what I meant to say. Oh, I'm not sure what happened with those arrows there. I see Mr. Dad using a minion horde. I've mentioned many times before how you're open yourself up to some elixir trades. Oh, what a strong push from Underwear God. He made Mr. Dad soil himself. Ouch. 3 crowns out of that push. Minions and Electro Wizard and Elite Barbs. That is strong. I think Underwear God's going to do very well in this tournament. Okay, so Pekka Jr. was looking for a Spectate, and then Unloading Joker was looking for a deck with no legendaries and Arena 6 below. I'll make a quick comment while I'm looking for Pekka Jr. What you're probably looking at doing is a beatdown deck incorporating a giant is very strong at that level. Um, Barbarians and Mini P.E.K.K.A. are good cards to use. Here comes P.E.K.K.A. Jr.'s battle. Jalen is saying Ice Golem, Zap, Mega Minion, Inferno Tower, Ice Spirit, Expo, Fireball, and Skarmy. Yeah, that's a good little siege deck. In fact, I think Conrad is rocking something similar. If you rewind the stream a little bit, um, you should be able to see how that battle played out. So Mikaj has got a Hog Rider deck, but I'm already seeing a Valkyrie and a Musketeer. So I'm interested to see how he's going to cycle to that Hog. Gucci, I'm just going to build that deck for. Who's I building it for? Joker. And then after that, I will spectate another one of your battles. So P.E.K.K.A. Jr. got caught there without any elixir to spend, so he just took that damage like a champ. So yes, I've definitely made some comments on uh, P.E.K.K.A. Jr.'s deck before. A few changes that could be made there. Trying to do a little too much, having a Hog Rider without the ability to cycle to it very fast. Nachiketa is Mr. Dad. So, Gucci, yes, Unloading Joker requested that I build a deck for him that would be Arena 6 below. So I'm going to go ahead and do that by... ooh, Shockers pulled into first. Charlie Murphy in a second. Those are two new guys, so thanks for joining us. Got one spot left in the tournament if somebody wants to snatch that up before it's closed. And then I will be spectating the Underwear God again. Okay, so I'm going to use, I mean, Lavaloon's pretty standard. I might as well use this slot. I'm going to give this Battering Ram deck a chance still later on. Okay, so we're sorting by arena. So our cutoff is where? For arena 6. I'm going to have to slide over here and see. Oops. So no Royal Giant decks. Nothing with a Dark Prince, 3 Musks. No legendaries either. So you could rock a Golem deck or a Battering Ram deck. Maybe. Maybe. Claws, thank you for subscribing. Sahil's looking for a watch. Absolutely. Asif, why did you delete that message? Have a good one. Probably an accident. Thanks for tuning in, Asif. So I'm watching the Underwear after this, and then I'll be watching Sahil. Okay, we're still building that deck for Underwear Joker here. You know, I might be darn close to it with this deck here. Just take out the log and put in a zap, and I think you're off to the races, actually. So that might be a little fun thing to try, is that Battering Ram deck. See how that works for you. Hog Rider deck is also an option, absolutely. Hog Minions Cannon, Zap Pump. and Wizard and Valkyrie. See you next stream, Immortal. Thanks for joining us. Alright, now I'm going to spectate the Underwear God. As soon as you fire one up, I'd be happy to take a look. And then we got Sahil. Deimos. Okay, here comes Underwear God's battle. Then after that, we're looking at Deimos. Oh, they're both here in the same battle. How convenient is that? Very nice. Okay. Princess and Ice Spirit to open. That's interesting. Got 2 chips out of the Princess, which ain't bad. Now, unfortunately, Deimos playing that graveyard unassisted like that is really not how it's intended to be played. You definitely want something tanking for the graveyard if at all possible. The only time you would throw it down like that is if you knew that you had an elixir advantage over your opponent. The Elite Barbs come out, which I believe was what Underwear God's trying to cycle to. Ultimately, Bowler's going to give him a rough time. So he's probably going to want to wait for that Bowler to be cycled before he plays his Elite Barbs. So we'll see. Maybe they'll both hold out on both those cards and they'll have to battle with the rest. So Underwear God successfully shutting down that graveyard. Crazy Bomber, no, this is not the first live stream. We've been doing this for about 2 weeks. And still having fun, so we're going to keep it going. Man, the way those Elite Barbs split and made things pretty difficult. Galecraft, welcome to the stream. Good shutdown on that Bowler. And the Ice Golem tanking for the graveyard. Oh, here's a freeze. That was Deimos's hold card, which ultimately down to 987. Could have been a lot worse for Underwear God, so he's playing all right. He waited out the Bowler. Now those Elite Barbs are going to get to work. That Ice Spirit support really helped him. There you go, another push shut down by Underwear God. Here we go again. That graveyard's going to chip away if he doesn't do something about it, but ultimately he was able to crush that right-hand side with that Elite Barbs. As soon as he got it out of cycle of that Bowler, that played into his advantage, and he was able to take the game. Gamer Gian is showing his dominance, getting up into first place here. No problem, Ashwin. Gucci says GG. Alright, who was I waiting to stream or spectate? Oh, I spectated both of them at the same time. And ultimately, Sahil, you were playing quite well there. Just got caught with your Bowler out of cycle. Crazy Bomber would appreciate if you check him out. You got a channel up and going, Crazy Bomber, that you're wanting people to look at? I'm just taking a look here. Oh, you just fired up. No subscribers yet. He's got a fun little trailer there if people want to take a look. Made with video show. Cool. JMBLG is pulled ahead of Gamer Gian. Check out King of Deck. And then check out Gamer Gian. Well, I'm already here for Gamer. Um, so let's check out his deck. Rocking the Royal Giant with Elite Barbs as well. Whew. That's going to be some strong elixir cost there, but very, very aggressive. Um, I'm not sure if there's anything you could shove it, take out in order to get elixir pump in there. With 3 crowd controls there. Um, it makes life probably a little bit difficult for you, also only having 1 air attack. So I would maybe swap out a crowd control and swap in another unit that can attack air. Ultimately, I'm sure graveyards do quite a bit of damage to you as well. So you might want to think like minions instead of a log would be a good little tweak. But ultimately, you seem to be doing well with that deck being in second place. So who am I to say if you're winning? Gucci, our clan is currently full. We typically do kicks after the clan chest is over, based on people who don't contribute. So you may want to check back. I believe we're invite only right now, so you can request to join and then we can approve. Who else was I supposed to check out here? Charlie Gill's having a bad time. Yankee boy. So Brandon Crumity, check out King a Deck. Where's King a Deck? Oh, Harambe has joined us back from the dead. It's still too soon to think about. King A. Hey, Philip, welcome back. Good to see you. Okay, King A. Um, an interesting little zap bait deck here. Um, the only thing that I would say is that clone sticking in there. I guess you're looking for a time when you have an advantage against your opponent that allows you to just duplicate those units that are currently destroying them. So I would maybe swap out a clone for a building just so you have some defense. Although maybe with this deck, your plan is just to aggressively attack the tower. So Gucci the Goat would like me to check his profile, which is underwear, isn't it? Underwear God, yeah. Do you mean like your YouTube profile? Brandon Crumney saying he log cycled like crazy against King A's deck. Which it's interesting because it says here that King A's favorite card is Elite Barbs, so he must be playing a slightly different deck just to have some fun. So yeah, absolutely, cycle decks are super annoying. Okay, so the underwear would like a profile check. Yeah, unorthodox can really throw people for a loop, that's for sure. So yeah, I definitely provided some comments on your deck before Underwear God, and yeah, like I said, I I like it. I think it works well, and the battles that I'm looking at, you seem to be winning, and I mean, Bowler was giving you a hard time, but you waited out your opponent's opportunity to play it, and so ultimately you won that battle by sending the elite barbs down the opposite lane. So that was a nice little play on your part. Um, what else can I say? Your clan contribution. Total donations 13,653. Whew. That's a good amount for where you're at in the game, absolutely. I don't even think I've donated that much. My apologies. Aussie Legend is back. Good to see ya. Oh, Charlie Murphy is fell down a little bit. Conrad trying to push for the top here. Clan Crowns. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, come on. You're not in our clan, are you? Well, how would I check your clan crowns? Hey, Guided by Jesus, welcome to the stream. We're just providing some comments on this tournament going on. Oh, Conrad just flew into first place. What's he doing now? He's probably not rocking that siege deck anymore. No, he's rocking the beatdown graveyard deck now, which yeah, that's exactly what I'm using in ladder play right now as well, and it's doing well for me. So I'll go to your clan. What's your clan is Clash Royale, Gucci? Do you have a clan tag for me? That would be much easier for me to look you up that way. Conrad, just to rub it in, gets a second crown there. What a guy. Trying to establish himself at the top of the tournament. Charlie Murphy moved back up. Good to see. Okay, here's Underwear God, checking out his clan, and going to chest. He's got 14 crowns so far this week. Not bad, not bad. Kobo Empire with a clan score of 33,907. And they have a 3,000 threshold. Are you guys full or are you looking for people? Looks like you got 3 spots if anyone's looking. Oh, you got 14 crowns in 1 hour. Nice. Good work. Unloading, I want to say that I've subscribed to you before. Um, well, apparently I didn't, and I did now. You don't have any content yet, it doesn't look like. So hopefully you're putting some out soon. Fighters joined us. I don't think I've shouted you out yet, so thanks for coming. Sure, Underwear, I'll watch you battle again, as I got no one else lined up. So if anybody's requesting some deck tweaks or a spectate, I will do that for you. If not, I'll demonstrate for you my deck next after I check out Underwear God here. Assuming I switch to the proper deck. No, I'm on the battering ram one. That's the one I'm using. Brandon. It's good to see you got a competitive clan. Hey, Samir's back from Adult Assault. Welcome to the stream. Elite. Oh, Unloading Joker just subscribed. Thanks for subscribing. It's taking you this long to subscribe? We've seen you around so often. So yes, typically elite barbarians are a great counter to elite barbarians. Ultimately, those minions get into the tower. Jorge Pro Rico 1213, thanks for subscribing. Took them all the way down to 1007. So we have very similar deck builds here. I think ultimately Samir with the Ice Wizard as his defense would normally work good against other units. However, those elite barbs make life difficult, and he was able to split them off so he's not getting the splash. 499 left. So 6 elixir to deal with that Royal Giant now, which that cannon, absolutely a great maneuver. No worries, unloading. Jorge, I stole your name. Who stole your name? Welcome to the stream. So Underwear God just being patient here, waiting things out as he knows he's at a slight elixir disadvantage. Waiting for Samir to make a move. And plays the Royal Giant. He's cycled to his cannon, yep. And plays down the Electro Wizard for support. So hopefully he should be able to handle these elite barbs as well. Plays his elite barbs. So it's just going to be an even trade shutdown here. Won't get a shot on that tower. But now the Princess Chip is going to ultimately finish that off. Jorge Pro Rico. There you have it. Some solid play by Underwear God. Yep. Now that those elite barbs are out of cycle for Samir, Underwear God taking advantage of that to take down the Royal Giant. Great placement of the Princess to defend that lane. Got some great splash on those units. Oh, the Electro Wizard only got one shot. That's unfortunate. But Underwear God doing enough to take the game. Good final defense there. Hey, Yankee, finally won a battle. Good for you, buddy. P.E.K.K.A. Slayer, moving up the rankings here. Conrad must have lost the game. I'm sure he feels terrible about that. What kind of a deck is P.E.K.K.A. Slayer rocking? Oh, P.E.K.K.A. Slayer had a bit of a fall from grace here. Used to be at 4,000 trophies. I totally hear you. This new meta's kind of kicking my butt as well. Managing to work back up. So a graveyard beatdown deck. Interesting. Um, that's looking very similar to the deck that I'm rocking right now. The only thing is he's got a bowler in there, 7 executioner, which probably means that air units are going to be the issue, but having a poison allowing you to rock that Goizen combo when needed to deal with Skeleton Army and minions is going to make things very interesting. Gwenshire, welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. Know you've been with us before. All right. So P.E.K.K.A. Slayer moving up the ranks with a very similar deck to what Conrad and I are rocking. I might have to try swapping out a poison. Eagle Eye with 103 points is doing fairly well. Oh, that's going to shut that down effectively. I even played on the appropriate side to get both towers firing. Oh, he still got one hit. I know I'm in an elixir advantage situation, so I'm going to push pretty hard. Didn't want to play the graveyard yet till I see more of what his deck is. I want that to be a surprise. But ultimately, I'm live streaming, so it's probably not much of a surprise. Definitely don't want to leave that Electro Wizard to itself. Eagle Eye's defending very well here. I think I'm gonna. Oh, Valkyrie. That's a good counter to the. Oh, got the Tombstone down just in time. Perfecto. And no hits from that Hog Rider means it's a successful defense. And we should be able to shut down. Oh, it's going to kite over the Giant. And good play of that Skarmy there ultimately foiled me. Yeah, that placement of the Inferno Tower threw me for a loop, taking the Giant over but not the Electro Wizard. Good placement of the Ice Golem, just taking my minions. Good value out of that 2 elixir to protect his tower. Okay, I'm going to build a slower push with the Executioner. And get ready with this bad boy. Yep. Is that going to kite him over? Yes, it is. Electro Wizard should shut that down. Here comes the surprise, because he invested a lot into this push. Gonna throw a fireball down just for fun. Managed to push that Valkyrie out of the way, get more chips on that tower. 699 left. So all in all, a fairly solid push. Tombstone, I was a little late, but managed to kite it over. Electro Wizard to stop that, and I should get my Giant in front of my Executioner for a solid push on this tower. I'm expecting him to put down the Inferno Tower, so I'm getting ready for that. And I'm going to zap it. Just protecting my push and hopefully finishing this game. Fireballing. 277. Boom. We made it. Alright, so you can see how some of the interactions with that deck work. I'm personally a huge fan. Oh, we have a new leader, Gaming Witch. Or Gaming with CR, what am I saying? Slightly dyslexic today, apparently. And he's playing the Elite Barb Hog Cycle. So yes, that's becoming very popular. Some good support cards in here. And Inferno Tower. It's interesting how he's got everything else leveled up, but not the Inferno Tower. Must have traded too many of them away. Hopefully he'll get that up to tournament level very soon. Put a tornado to draw in the hog to the king tower. Yeah, absolutely. I find that the tornado is a bit of a novelty card. In terms of practicality, there's other cards for 3 elixir that do a better job, in my humble opinion. So absolutely, if you can steal a miner over and activate your king tower, get that extra firepower. If you can steal over a giant, if you can steal over a golem who moves so slow, you can move a royal giant wherever you want too. It's a nice little novelty. And Gucci, I think we spend money on the game because we're addicted. Trey, yes, Yankee boys in here. That's Charlie Gill, is the YouTuber. Lots of people moving up through the tournament. Oh, Trey's trash talking Yankee boy a little bit. Elliot's made his way back into the top 3. It's good to see. His deck was fairly solid. But P.E.K.K.A. Slayer lost one game and popped back down. Lots of competition going on with 12 minutes remaining. It could be anybody's game at this point. Underwear God is going to push for top three. Good to see. So Aussie Legend wants a deck check. I believe he's been with us a couple times before. So a Golem deck with Elixir Pump. Tried to use some one elixir cards to bring his average elixir down so that he could get the lightning in there, which ultimately is a good little move. I can see this deck being quite pesky for a lot of people. Um, just establishing that elixir advantage and defending well. One thing you could do if you're looking for a tweak is maybe take out the skeletons or the ice spirit for a building. So maybe you could stick the furnace in there for some more air support. I think that would serve you pretty well. Maybe you'll find that you have too high of an elixir cost with that. I don't know. Um, but that would be something I would recommend based on what I've seen. Underwear God, if you fire one up, sure. I got no one else requesting for watches, so absolutely, I'll watch you. Everyone who's tuned into the stream right now, um, keep in mind that we are launching on Thursday nights. We are going to have clan competitions. And so the idea there is you have three people from your clan join the tournament. And then if you have more, that's great. We'll only take the scores of the top three and compare them to other clans who are competing. So that way you can represent your clan and you can see how you stack up against other clans in the game. So the website that we're using to coordinate all that is clashcupsk.com. If you want to visit there right now, we're going to be beta testing some of our features on Thursday, one of which is releasing an advanced password via email through the site. So be sure to go to clashcupsk.com, sign up. That way you'll get an advanced password for Thursday, guarantee your seat in the tournament, and then we'll beta test some of the clan scoring features and get everything up and going for Thursday, March 9th. All right, so a three musketeer deck from Charlie Murphy. Looking to get that elixir pump advantage. He's got two going right now, which is going to make life quite difficult for Underwear God here, but ultimately those elite barbs shutting things down pretty effectively. But Charlie's going to continue to build up that elixir advantage. Three pumps going is going to make things pretty difficult. Aussie Legend, absolutely. I'll watch you next after Underwear God. So I like how Charlie's built his deck. He's got lots of opportunities to quick cycle to get that elixir pump out and then to get those elite musketeers going. Going to get a lot of damage on this side tower. Good work. 704. Ouch. And gets another pump down. Look at him go. And Underwear God has finally got a strong push going for him, but well defended by Charlie Murphy, all those cheap elixir cards. And then Charlie Murphy had to hold cards in his elite barbs coming at the double elixir, which three musks with elite barbs in front. Look how punishing that is. My goodness. Underwear God is just getting all kinds of problems from that push. And here he does it again. Oh, just so dirty. Charlie Murphy's built a pretty good deck. But someone with some good crowd control could fireball those three musks as they spawn, which would make things difficult. And then a tombstone to shut down the elite barbs would be two very good counters to what's going on there. So every deck has its weakness. Yeah, Gucci, unfortunately, that deck is very strong against yours. All right. Ozzy, if you fire up a game, I'll be sure to spectate you right now. If you win, you should be pushing the top 10 with 6 minutes to go. So it's going to be good. Aussie Legend got in on our first test of the clan battles that we did over the weekend, and it was very successful, and our scoring system seemed to work. So we're gonna go ahead and continue forward with that format. As I mentioned, ClashCupSK.com is the place to go. So I find it interesting that Supercell. Oh, look at this! Had to spend 4 elixir to deal with that 3 because of the way he combined cards there. Shocker's just looking at applying all kinds of pressure with his deck. Aussie Legend has got those nice little cheap cycles. That's making things interesting. Wow, Shocker's deck. I do like it. It's very, very pesky, but Aussie is doing an interesting thing here, which is building up his elixir advantage as much as possible in order to make a big push at the end. And I think that's going to serve him very well. It might motivate Shocker to place a Goblin Barrel on one of these elixir pumps to try and deal with things that way. He's got 3 going now. Yankee, of course you should play. You should use the opportunity. I mean, if you're not going to get in top 10, I suppose you could watch. I appreciate when people watch. So here comes the Golem. Aussie ready to make his big push. Ultimately, great use of the Skarmy there. As with all these cards that require crowd control, Shocker's making life difficult. Golem got to the tower, so that pop is going to get its 400 damage, which means down it goes. Aussie was able to be quite strategic and handle things pretty well here. Underwear God has decided to swap out his deck. Ultimately, Aussie just keeping the pressure on, riding out that first push. This King Tower just taking an absolute beating. That Electro Wizard is going to finish it off. Wow, 3 Electro Wizards by the end there. Just not a whole lot Shocker could do. But Aussie did a very good job of staying controlled, not panicking, and building up his elixir advantage. That was very well played. So those of you who have not yet, be sure to like and subscribe as we do tournaments every night if we can. And as I mentioned, we have our clan battles going on Thursday. So nice win by Aussie Legend. So Underwear is looking for another spectate when he's got a new deck. Yeah. Where'd you go? JMBL, absolutely. He's top 3, so this is going to be a very important match against Crumdog. So Boulder's going to shut down that furnace. The fact that those fire spirits hit the tower is quite a bonus for JBM, or JMB rather. Got some decent chips out of that Goblin Barrel. Ultimately, JMBLG has not spent a whole lot of elixirs, so that minion horde coming in with some good value there. And here comes Crumdog's big push. Played a Graveyard Poison. Interesting. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that. If you knew your opponent had a Skarmy, then absolutely. Um, but in this particular instance, yeah, I suppose if you know he has a minion counter too, that's a solid play. Maybe Crumdog has a giant. Well, he has a knight. Then you're taking advantage of that combo with the poison too. So that's a nice little play. Trey gets some fairly consistent 3 crowns with his deck, so that's good to see. Taking advantage of the double elixir. Everybody's trying to hold on to their lead with only a couple minutes left in this tournament. Poison just taking down the minion horde. So JMB decides to change things up a bit and put the furnace at the back. Goblin Barrel gets logged, and he's probably not going to mirror that goblin. Oh, he did. Because an Electro Wizard is down, yeah. So still got some chips for 4 elixir there. Maybe not the greatest value, but ultimately he's going to have to wear the tower down. So we'll see if this comes into play. Another furnace down, which is getting shut down. Oh, those minions are going to get eaten alive. Still enough to hang on against Crumdog here, but a poison and a log should be just enough to do it. Defensive fireball there are shutting things down. There's the poison. And then log should finish him off. I don't think JMB is going to be able to get enough damage here before things shut down on him. Oh, log wouldn't be quite enough with 114 remaining. Shoot. So we might just cycle to the poison again. Yeah, there he goes. That is game. Well played by Crumdog. Get some valuable points at the end. Let's see where he placed. Congratulations, gaming. You gaming with CR. Yeah, you have a solid deck and you're rocking first. No one's going to be able to take you. So good on you. Good win, gaming with CR. Unloading. Uh, I'm quite petered out. We're only doing 2 tournaments tonight. I don't think we're ever going to get in a point till we to push to 3 unless maybe it's a weekend. So that is going to be all for tonight. Let's see if we get any shuffling of standings between Elliot, Charlie, and Harsha. Looks like Aussie was able to get into a battle. Let's see who's he's playing with, as ultimately he'll be moving into the top 10. Gamer Gian was high in the rankings for a while. Aussie again building up that elixir advantage. So there's not a whole lot of people with a direct counter to the elixir pump. It's kind of one of the reasons why I want to rock a miner in my deck. We'll have to take a look again at gaming with CR's deck to see what he won this with. See you tomorrow, Yankee. Thanks for joining us. Air took Gamer out, yeah. Only having the Musketeer against Air is a bit of a problem there. Ultimately, the baby dragon taking that tower down for Aussie. See how he defends against this push here. $339. Ooh. Oh, the lightning gets rid of those elite barbs. Oh, Aussie fairly confident he's going to finish that off, and he's right. Only a 2 crown, not that 3 crown that time, Aussie. So, Mr. Confidence over there. Well played. I mean, you're doing well with that deck for it being under level. So let's see how Elliot finishes. Looks like Mayhay managed to make his way into third. Solid win at the end. Crumb Dog not quite making it into the top three. So gaming, let's see what deck. Ah, the Three Musks. Yes. So there's been a couple variations on the Three Musketeers. The one that I actually liked was the one that waited for double elixir and put the elite barbs in front. I found that just extremely punishing. Um, so that might be something that people want to try from seeing the stream tonight. Um, so yeah, this should be the deck that Gaming won with. So well played on his part. Three Musks. Conrad, how did he make his way into third place there? Looks like Elliot lost the last match. Oh, just troubling. Good game, everybody. Thanks again for joining our stream and playing in our two tournaments. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we're hosting more. Be sure to check out clashcupsk.com and put in your name to get in on our Thursday tournament as we're going to be testing all the features that involve clan versus, as we think that's going to be a nice little gaming mode moving forward. Um, I'm not sure how Mayhay, with the same point value as Conrad, managed to bump into second. I'm not sure how the tiebreaker works there actually in a tournament. So that's very interesting to see actually. Um, so thanks again everybody for joining. And underwear wants one more look because we all want to see some underwear. Still looks like that same battle deck is highlighted for you, and we've provided lots of comments on that. So he managed to make it into 13th place, so not quite in the money, as they say, by 40 points. Yankee, things seem to be pretty up and down for you, buddy. You go on a streak of a few games of winning and then go on a streak of a few games of losing. So it's got to be more consistent. Right on. So that was you that ended up second place. Congratulations. Exactly 2,000 wins. Good for you. And yeah, rocking the Royal Giant deck in ladder play here. Very pesky. Congratulations on getting second place, and thanks for joining us. Gaming ultimately had quite the dominant performance with 263 over top of that's a whole 73 spread over top of second place. So very well done. Welcome, Nudie. We're just actually wrapping up for the night. Good to see you here, though. Be sure to like and subscribe. Oh, shop has new cards. I guess it's midnight. So a legendary chest. Ooh, I'm spending all my money on hosting tournaments, so I probably won't pick that up. That's a very good job. That deck is very pesky. Gotta love Three Musks. If people aren't able to handle it, it becomes punishing immediately. So yes, very dominant performance and good work. Using that miner to throw in to tank for them, I'm sure works great for you. So yeah, we're gonna wrap things up for the night, everybody. Again, like, subscribe, check out clashcupsk.com, and we'll be sure to see you tomorrow night. And Conrad will be hosting. So have a good night, everybody.